16,000 feet above sea level, high in the Himalayas of India, lies the mysterious Roopkund Lake. Nearby natives have passed down a legend about this sacred land through a centuries-old folk song, one that holds clues to the mystery of real skeletons, hundreds of them, that can still be seen today through the lake's icy surface. Legend tells the story of a king who wanted to pay honor to a goddess in celebration of the pregnancy of his wife. But the goddess could only be reached by accessing a site deep within one of the most treacherous mountain ranges in the world. And though priests warned the king not to seek the goddess, the stubborn king and his queen persisted, traveling with servants and a festive troupe of dancing girls. The lyrics of the folk song foretold that the royal procession of dancing girls would so infuriate the goddess that in retaliation, she would drop hail as hard as iron upon them. Trapped deep in the valley of the lake, the group had nowhere to seek shelter and are thought to have perished at the hands of the goddess. The remains of the ill-fated party would lie in the lake for some 1,200 years before their discovery. Roopkund Lake, surrounded by snow-capped mountains, is covered with ice most of the year. But when the ice shrinks in size as the seasons change, the bones become visible. As the ice melts, the many skulls and remains begin to surface, which has led to the lake's more infamous moniker, Skeleton Lake. In 1942, a British forest guard approached the basin of the valley, where he would stumble upon human remains, some still adorned with flesh and hair, and bones remarkably preserved by the bitter cold, dry air. As the summer months set in, the ice melted even more, and skeletal remains washed up on the lake's shores. Being a time of war, many assumed the remains were those of Japanese soldiers who had made the dangerous trek through the mountains of India in order to attack the British. That idea alarmed the British government, so a team of investigators were sent to examine the remains. It was determined that the bones were too old to be soldiers from that time period. Speculation and theories persisted through the centuries involving the mystery of Skeleton Lake. Was it possible the deaths were caused by an epidemic, a landslide, or ritual suicide? One theory suggests that the victims were traders who were poisoned by local nomadic tribes. The theory posits that their bodies were thrown in the lake to poison the water, so as to warn others to stay away from the sacred land. There was also an account of a general from Kashmir who was lost with his men in the mountains during extreme weather conditions while returning from the Battle of Tibet in 1841. However, radiocarbon dating has since debunked this theory. The bones and skulls discovered at Roopkund Lake were found to be much, much older. Finally, an expedition in 2004 would reveal a host of new questions and considerations. DNA evidence seems to indicate that more than 200 people died at the site from a sudden and severe hailstorm, much like the legend suggests. Two distinct groups were identified: a family tribe of closely related individuals, and a second group with smaller, shorter frames, hired as Sherpas or guides, skilled at the challenges presented by such a dangerous climb. Samples revealed a specific group of people from Maharashtra, while others contained DNA characteristics of Himalayan hill people. Articles from the site, like rings, leather shoes, spears, and bamboo staves, confirmed this. Roopkund Lake, being nearly 35 kilometers from the nearest settlement, could not have been trekked without skilled porters. Archaeologist findings suggested that those who died at Roopkund Lake were of South Asian descent, and that the event occurred sometime between 800 and 850 AD. Particularly striking to researchers was the fact that all of the victims appeared to have died in the same way. Short, deep cracks in the skulls appeared to be blows to the head. Studies dismissed the possibility of the wounds being from weapons, but pointed instead to something rounded, as all of the wounds were localized to the skulls and shoulders. This indicates that the blows came from directly above. Some of the deadliest and largest hailstorms ever recorded have taken place in northern India. In 1888, a hailstorm in 2 districts of India killed 246 people, the highest number of hail-related fatalities in history. But did all of the hundreds of victims that lie in Skeleton Lake die during the same event? According to a study published in 2019 by a team of Indian and international scientists, genomic analyses of 38 sets of skeletal remains provide evidence challenging the single event theory. 23 of the examples studied were determined to be of South Asian ancestry, while others could be traced back to locales as far away as Greece and Crete. Ultimately, it was determined that there was not one single catastrophic event, but rather a series of incidents that occurred over a 1,000-year period, supposedly between 800 and 1800 AD. But despite varying origins, the victims all appear to have been met by the same fate, as if punished from the legendary goddess herself. Each new discovery of remains at Roopkund Lake seems to only deepen the mystery rather than bring us closer to answers. Scientists don't know why a group of people from Greece ventured this distance into an area of such high altitude, and there is no definitive explanation as to why they all died in close proximity to each other. Few of the remains studied belonged to individuals who were related to each other. Additional isotopic studies confirm that the South Asian and Mediterranean groups were sustained by entirely different diets. It was also established that the Greeks had all been healthy before they died. For centuries, the exhilarating trek to this mystical landscape has challenged even the most seasoned of hikers, all drawn to the captivating peaks and valleys surrounding Roopkund Lake. Due to its history, it is among the most popular sites in the area. Roopkund Lake is accessed only through a tiny pass, seated at 16,000 feet above sea level in the Garhwal Himalayas. Set at the base of 2 Himalayan peaks, the haunting lake is small, with a diameter of less than 1,500 meters and a depth of just 2 to 3 meters. The harsh climate prevents hikers from visiting the area 6 months out of the year due to extremely low temperatures and elevated snow levels. But even in warmer months, when the weather is clear, the trek still promises unparalleled challenges to those who embark on the journey to the lake. The mystery of the area continues to pique the interest of not only hikers, but also historians, anthropologists, and archaeologists. Much time has passed since the fateful procession of the king and queen centuries ago. But still, even with the advent of advanced scientific technique, no one has yet definitively solved the mystery of Skeleton Lake. My name is Scott, and thank you so much for watching. We're a group of curious and passionate humans creating documentary-style content for those who share our curiosity, ask questions, and seek to dig deeper in a world where almost everything isn't quite what it seems. We are Mystery Syndicate. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, leave a comment, and give this video a like. And to be notified when we post new videos, hit that notification bell. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and for exclusive merchandise and our blog, visit our website at www.mysterysyndicate.com. And for those that wish to support our channel, please visit Mystery Syndicate on Patreon. We have a variety of new patron tiers with tons of great benefits. If you want to see your name on a future video, be sure to check it out. From all of us at Mystery Syndicate, thank you again. We sincerely appreciate your support.